in the course at the moment, we cover things like case formulations, risk assessment, risk management, everything central to the practice of forensic psychology. The difference between the forensic psychology and the forensic psychology and mental health course, so the current course that we're talking about, there's an element of mental health covered in that. So we cover the Mental Health Act, Mental Capacity Act, and how that is relevant for assessment and detention of forensic populations, and what that means for assessing the risk of the individual, both clinically, so what is the severity of the mental health, but also from a forensic side of what is the risk to themselves, to others, and the general public. So we're trying to assess the risk of individuals, but also public protection. And the course is very much focused on giving you the theoretical knowledge, but also the practical knowledge of how to assess risk and what it's like to actually work in practice. My name is Ravi Dave, and I'm an assistant professor in psychology. And I've taught across a range of different courses. Currently, I'm the course director for the MSc Forensic Psychology and Mental Health, both on campus and online. So I cover both the campus version and the online version for the same course. So it's applicable in the sense that we give very much a case study vignette focus. So what we'll do in our taught materials will certainly be independent activities that are focused on assessing the risk. So whilst we can't have patients come every week, we have scenarios of potential patient profile or their forensic risk that they in a vignette form, and we ask our students to case formulate that. So understand what might be the historical factors, what might be the current dynamic risk, what are the static risks, and how do you assess risk and risk management within that. So it's pretty much what you'd expect to do as a forensic psychologist. Risk assessment and risk management is a huge part of forensic psychology. So we're saying to our students, here's what a potential case profile would look like. These are the skills that are needed. These are the different mental health acts that you need to consider, or any frameworks, professional frameworks, and this is how you risk assess. So we're teaching them the practical skills, but still using theoretical focus. So we don't detach from theory, so they still need to know the frameworks, the theory, all of that. But it's very applicable in the sense that this is what you would do in practice, and this is step by step of how you would do that if you were in practice. So when our students go to practice, they're ready for practice. Yeah, so case formulation was an idea that we came up with because we're thinking where we always see cases, and sometimes students are thinking, well, how do you explain this case? What is it that we're looking for? Now, case formulation is very clinical in its approach. Now, that's where my background was, or still is. And we're trying to understand how can we merge things together, because with forensic psychology and mental health, you're not just working with forensic, you're working with clinical patients as well. The Mental Health Act, Mental Capacity Act. So do they have the capacity to make decisions? And mental health, what are the mental health considerations that we need? So this, in that sense, case formulation really helps that you've got the 5 Ps approach, which is central to the cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which is a key framework and the key kind of method that we use. And for that reason, we teach that. So when students go out there, they understand the psychodynamic, they understand the neuropsychological, they understand the cognitive behavior approach. And it is very unique because we've developed that with our students in mind of how they would need to work in practice. So yes, very much specialized in that sense and very unique in the assessment that we give to our students. Forensic psychology is really important for the reason that we're seeing a lot of offences at the moment. We're seeing the restrictions within prison services. Of course, resources are starting to become really limited, release of prisoners because of the lack of prisons, and generally the public protection. So how do we make sound decisions on risk, and how do we move forward with those decisions? So forensic psychology has become really important to know we're making the real correct decisions for public protection. So we're trying to understand what are the risks that people possess, and what is the likelihood of them acting on that risk. We do suggest that they do have some form of understanding of psychology, purely because the degree is BPS accredited. So we do expect that they would have some form of training in psychology. So any psychology or related discipline would be applicable for this course. And yeah, so BPS, because they should have some understanding of research methods, which is central to our understanding. And also, because it's a BPS degree, there are some core components they must have covered at undergraduate level for them to be on the course. So we do have a varied student cohort. So what we do have, we have students, like I said, who have interests in forensic psychology and mental health. Some students will come to see if this is the right step for them. Sometimes they'll come on to the masters. They're interested. They want to pursue a doctorate, which is the stage 2, which gives them the chartership in forensic psychology. But they want to, obviously this is compulsory. If they want to do stage 2, then it's compulsory to do the masters in forensic psychology, which is really important. What we offer is comprehensive course. So it is no different to doing the course on campus, apart from the fact that it's online. So we give them all the materials, all the learning. So whatever we do on campus is mimicked online, and they will have all the resources that they would have had if they're on campus. Now the experience is designed to be learn in your own time. So we give you all the resources, learn in your own time, and we also have tutors and support. So if there is any need for clarity, if there is need for development in certain concepts, then we have a team available who will support with that.